Oh, hi there. I didn't see you there. Welcome to a live edition of Carlock Confessions, a special edition of Carlock Confessions. Welcome. I am your host, Frank Fanzoni. I am super excited to be here. We are going to do a live special edition of Carlock Confessions tonight for this Labor Day weekend. I believe we have the internet issues figured out for at least tonight, so we are going to do a live show. So hopefully you guys have your notifications turned on so you guys know that I am live. We'll see if we get anybody to jump on tonight. But either way, I'm super excited to be back. I was bummed on Tuesday when we couldn't have a show. We're back tonight. I'm going to do a special edition of Carlock Confessions here on this wonderful Friday, August 30th. Just before Labor Day. Hi, Julie. Welcome on. Somebody's got their notifications on. Thank you so much for being here. We are live at a special time on a special night. So we are doing a Carlock Confessions, and to see how many people have their notifications on, I'm doing a live episode this evening. So thank you. Thank you, Julie, for being here. I hope you're looking forward to the weekend. I know I am looking forward to the weekend, this wonderful Labor Day weekend. The last weekend of summer, as it's officially said. Kids are going back to school or are already back to school. Sports are starting. Hello there, Julie Co. Thank you so much for being here. High school football is full in effect. We have college football starting tonight. And, of course, this weekend. And then, of course, we have the wonderful NFL season starting on Thursday next week. It is football time. It is fall coming up. So super excited about that. You know me in sports. I love them. But I want to see how many people jump on tonight. Sure, I'm glad you're here, Julie. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I hope you are too. A little applause for you. A little air horn. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much. You may be my only guest this evening, but we are going to go on with the show no matter what. I was super sad that we couldn't do a show on Tuesday. I was really looking forward to it. So I decided I'm going to do this now. And I did post earlier about people possibly showing up, maybe doing an impromptu show. And here we are. At maybe more reasonable time, too. 9 o'clock is probably a little more reasonable than 10. Maybe not so much on a Friday, but definitely on a Tuesday. But we are definitely doing a live edition now. So thank you so much, Julie, for being here. Hopefully you can stay for the whole show. So right now, let's just get into a little bit about the show itself. We'll talk about shirts, of course, if you have any shirts that you would like to see on live taping with Carlock Confessions, please feel free to send me a message, send me a DM, anything like that in regards to possibly getting a t-shirt on the show. I'll be happy to go ahead and wear one for you if you like, promoting anything positive, of course, your company, for some free advertising or just a cool shirt that you think should be shown. So that's the deal with shirts. Of course, let's see, what else? Of course, like, share, and follow the page. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. So if you could share this with your friends, like it says in the comments, let's invite some of your friends to the show tonight. Go on up in the upper right-hand corner and click on the person with a plus and invite somebody that you think would enjoy Carlock Confessions. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you're viewing this after it's live taped, you can always share the video, please, and make sure your friends know that you were here and watched the episode. So there's that housekeeping. Let's see, what other housekeeping stuff do we have to cover today? Perfect example. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications. You would know I go live today like Julie. And also this way you know anytime I go live on my normal days, Tuesdays, when, of course, everything works because everything didn't work last Tuesday. So super happy to be here. Very excited for a new show and an impromptu show. Always a good time. Wonderful. We have a new guest on tonight. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. I might to Jay-Z. I might hack that up. I'm not sure. But welcome. Thanks so much for being on the show. This is Carlock Confessions. This is an impromptu show. We're usually here on Tuesdays, but we are doing a live special edition here on Friday because Tuesday got canceled, unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties. But we're here on Friday. Thanks so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Let's get into it a little bit. We're going to talk about what the poll question was for last week. Poll question last week we had, which was on the Tuesday last week, was World Mosquito Day. I didn't know that. Wonderful fact there for you. Poll question of the week on the page was, what is more annoying, itchy mosquito bites or waiting in long lines? Two very annoying things. I wanted to know what the majority was. It looked like we got 11 votes in. 73% of people said that waiting in a line was a lot longer than, or a lot more annoying than itchy mosquito bites. So there it is. Thank you so much for inviting your friends on. I like it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Invite some friends. Get some people here. Let's see if we can continue to grow the community. Thank you so much. Hi, Salem. Thanks so much for coming on. I love it. We're getting people that aren't normally on the show, so this is really great. Very excited for you guys to be here. We're covering the poll question from last week. Let's go into the poll question that we have for this week. I posted it a few days ago on Tuesday. It was about football. The fact I found was Labor Day is actually considered the unofficial NFL season kickoff. At 99.44% of the time, the NFL plays its first official season game every Thursday after the first Thursday after Labor Day. So this coming on up is actually the unofficial start to the NFL. And as you know, I'm a big football fan. That's the key. So I put down the question, which do you prefer, NFL football or college football? Hi, Renee. Welcome. Thanks for coming on. Glad you could be here. We're having a special edition Friday night episode of Carlock Confessions because Tuesday didn't work, and I was so upset that it didn't. I thought maybe we would do one tonight. I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Applause for everybody being here. Lots of sound effects tonight. I'm excited for the show. So, poll question for this week is, which do you prefer, NFL football or college football? Both started. Today was college football kickoff. Next Thursday will be NFL kickoff. I chose college football. I love college football. The Spartans are playing tonight. The Wolverines play tomorrow night here for the state of Michigan. We're all excited. It's football season again. Let's see. Julie Co jumps in and says, Frank, have you ever been a sports announcer? You have the voice. I have not, but I've actually been told I should be a radio person. I have the face for it. I also have the voice for radio. I would love to have done radio. That was actually a goal of mine one day, to be a radio DJ, morning guy or something like that. Unfortunately, that never panned out. It was a dream of mine, but here I am living out my dream on Carlock Confessions right in front of all of you, and I'm so glad you guys are here to see it. So if you have not voted on this week's poll about college football or NFL football, make sure you guys go out there and go do it. I'd love to know who prefers more, college or NFL. And if you guys can make sure you share that poll. I want to see if we can get more votes than 11 votes like we did last week. Get a few more people out there. This one should be a simple one, I think, for people to vote on. So let's get it out there. If you guys could share that right now and then hit a like button so I know that you guys shared it, that would be super awesome. Thank you so much. Julie chimes in and says, college for sure. Lots of fun. Absolutely. I am a college football guy. I feel like they try a lot harder. Don't mind me. I'll catch all the Lions and Seahawks and football games I can. But I'm definitely all for the college football. So on that poll, make sure you guys are doing that poll for me. All right. So that was the poll for the week. Glad you guys could be here. Hopefully you guys are out there sharing it and letting everybody know that we're doing it this week. Again, another exciting impromptu special Carlock Confessions event tonight. Super glad you guys can be here. Let's get into what my new favorite segment of the show is. Grinds my gears. Hopefully you guys like this segment too. It's one of my favorite new segments of the show. Grinds my gears. This is a segment where I get to talk about things that probably that annoy me or bug me. Things that we can probably help change at the Carlock Confessions community, but probably annoys you too. And we don't maybe necessarily always think about how we can fix those things. So this is where we're going to talk about grinds my gears and then possible solutions where we can fix that. So that's the bell for grinds my gears. And this week's grind my gears, you guys, is, and I know this is a simple one, we have to talk about it, people that don't wave when you let them into traffic, or people that don't say thank you when you hold the door for them. I mean, how many times do we witness this in a day, in a month, in a year? Constantly we have people who don't say thank you, you hold the door, you're super nice, you're a gentleman, you're a lady, you're friendly. You let somebody in traffic, it's crazy. You're like, come on in, the semis, whatever the case may be, and you don't get a wave, you don't get a thank you. Doesn't it make you want to go grab that person, pull them back outside the door, slam it in their face, and say, you open it? Really grinds my gears. I bet it grinds your guys' too. Let me know what you guys think. Here's some air horn for it. I don't know why I hit that one, but definitely grinds my gears. Let me know if that grinds your guys' gears too, because it definitely grinds mine. Let's see here. Nobody's chiming in yet. Let me know if you guys do that, though. Let me know if that definitely bugs you. So glad to have new people here, though, on the show. Thank you guys so much for coming. Grinds my gears. I can't stand it. Today I was in traffic. I was traveling northbound on I-75 here in Michigan. Everybody's headed out for the holiday weekend, going camping. And, I let a couple people in, had their blinkers on for a while. Nobody was being nice, so I thought I'd let them in. Holiday weekend. You can't just give a little wave in your rearview mirror saying, hey, thanks for letting me in. Thanks for not making me wait any longer. Oh, it really grinds my gears. I bet it grinds your guys' too. I just can't stand it when that happens. Traffic is always like that. I try to be the nice guy, though. So let's talk about how we can kind of fix those things. And one of those things is I always wave back. That's one of the things I always do, even though I'm irritated they didn't say thank you. I'm more than happy to wave and say thank you to them. Thank you, and you're welcome, even if they didn't say thanks. Especially holding doors, I don't mind saying you're welcome to get an impromptu thank you or prompt them to say thank you. But these are things that we should be doing to help people out. Bring the positive, be the change, holding doors, letting people in on traffic. Little things like that could actually help people out and maybe change their day. So there we go. That's grind my gears. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I'm hoping you guys feel the same way about it, because sometimes it really irritates me. Renee chimes in, says, definitely. It is really easy to say thank you or give a friendly wave. Seriously, it takes like less than a second, right, guys? I mean, literally, thank you, or in your rearview mirror, thank you, or hold the door and turn around and say thank you. I mean, I always try to teach my children to do that kind of stuff, especially holding doors. My son, I'm always pushing him to hold doors for others. He's really picked that up well and does do it. And I know a lot of people enjoy it when they see a young gentleman like himself doing that. So definitely a good thing. So does that grind your guys' gears too, though? Like I said, it happened to me today. Partly why it's on here now is because I was in traffic today. And like I said, I let quite a few people in. Everybody was in a hurry to get to their vacation spot for the weekend. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody got there safely and had a good trip. So at least you can do is say thank you instead of ruining somebody's weekend and being selfish. So Carlock Confessions community, we are there in charge to change and be the change, and we are going to continue to do those things. But guys, that was grind my gears. If you guys want to weigh in, please feel free to in chat. But then again, this is another one of my favorite segments. Hopefully you guys like it. I like it too. In fact, I don't just like it. Yes, I do. All right. So we'll keep the show moving. Again, it's an impromptu show. There's no timelines tonight. There's no, got to stay on schedule. I'm happy to stay on as long as you guys would like, and I'm going to stay on as long as we have content to cover. So, and there's people talking in the chat. So what I want to do is get to the news article that I had for last week, though. If you guys are ready for that, I'm ready for it. Hopefully you guys are too. Yes. The news article, this was a good one. It was interesting when I read it. I was kind of sad we didn't get to talk about it on Tuesday. Again, I was really looking forward to the show. This one in the news you saw on the Facebook page, Colorado sees first vaping-related illness in sudden and severe case. I posted this just because of the content and information about vaping and the fact that it's out there. I'm not a big supporter of Fox News, which is where it came from. That's just me personally and my views about Fox News. But the article made sense of what I wanted to talk about. Again, some of our kids have already started school. Some of them are starting here after the holiday. And vaping is kind of a big thing right now. It's a little scary, too, because you can kind of, back in the day when we smoked cigarettes, I'm an ex-smoker. We'll get into that a little bit here in a minute. But you could smell it, so you kind of had an inkling or an idea that this was happening. Vaping these days, you can get to a point where there's no odor to them. So even if your child is vaping, or people are vaping, there's not the smell associated with it. So it's a little harder to detect. So with teens and kids in junior high and high school and even older grades in the elementary school, all these kids going back to school, vaping is kind of something we're going to need to start talking about, because I don't think we've talked about it enough, because it is starting to be more and more common among teens and young adults are trying vaping and are actually continuing to vape after trying it, because A, it's easy to conceal, B, they're getting their hands on the stuff, and C, it's the cool thing to do, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think while we're talking about this. I will always keep an eye on chat here, so if you guys are here, let me know. But let me know what you guys think. Let's go ahead and get into this topic a little bit. Some of the side effects that they've found from vaping, which I have looked at in numerous places, including this article, was kids are having, or people who are vaping, vaping hard and all that kind of stuff, are getting collapsed lungs. Who wants to collapse a lung? I don't want my child collapsing a lung. Teens are using it more and more, again, as a cool thing. It's taking over, smoking kind of deal, because, again, the smell and all of that. I found that 22 teens were hospitalized and some were in the ICU. To me, that's insane. Kids and teens are going to the ICU for vaping. I just don't understand that. To me, that's insane. We have to pay more attention to this kind of stuff. It's funny, in the article and in there, the Fox News analyst points out that we have to do studies like they did in cigarettes to find out the long-term effects, and we haven't had vaping around long enough to do that. So one of the facts that I liked about that was the fact that they're currently doing studies, but it's going to take time before we can really find out what kind of long-term effects we're going to see from vaping, right? So, and that was the same case with cigarettes. Now we know that they cause cancer and all these poisons and things that can happen, and the deadliness of them. But it's so funny that we don't have that information about vaping yet. So, of course, it's the cool thing, and nobody knows how dangerous it is. Renee pines in, so many cases of it now. The argument is always, how can it be worse than regular cigarettes? But with vaping, they can put anything in it, so you never know what they are inhaling, which is very true. In fact, I believe that even the Fox News people said that you're inhaling things that are uncommon, like lead. Some people are putting, like, marijuana. You have marijuana vaping now as well, with legalization of marijuana. CBD oil is being used for vaping. For students to get that, or for kids and for people to use vape pens with marijuana. So, I mean, even if they're sharing these things in school, because, again, peer pressure, that's always a case. That's not gone away, guys. And the coolness of, you got to be cool if you're going to, you want to smoke, you're going to vape. It's so commercialized these days, I feel like. I think it's being televised and socialized and mediaized. And I mean that by it just being out there in the media, that it's kind of becoming a big deal. Absolutely a big deal. It's out there. It's everywhere. So they don't know what they're inhaling, and we don't know what's inside these vaping liquids that they're using for the vapor. Truth is here, the reason why I brought this up is because I feel like with back to school and everything, parents need to talk to their kids about vaping. It is everywhere. Just as much as you would have that conversation about cigarettes, cigarette smoking, drugs, alcohol, peer pressure, your friends are doing it, all that kind of stuff. We got to put vaping in there. And I don't think parents are doing that or realizing that it's such a big epidemic right now in kids' lives. Renee chimes again. The problem is these things can be as small as a USB memory stick. They even make them to look like regular objects that kids may own. Absolutely. That is the hard part. I have seen what this thing is called as a Juul. I know about them a little bit. And it is. It's like a USB stick that you would use to plug in your computer, but it's used for vaping. And it has nicotine in it. It has all these chemicals in it. And again, we don't know. Now, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you guys know that I did turn to vaping when I was a smoker. When I was a smoker, I went and used a vape pen or pencil type deal. They were very early on before vaping got really big, to try to quit smoking. It was an electronic cigarette is what it was. And it did help me at times, and I know it helped others. It helped my wife, I think, quit as well. And it is kind of a big deal. I used it. If used properly, I think it can help with people who are current smokers get off of smoking. I feel like it did help me at least at times. But kids getting into it now right off the bat is hard. So now let's talk about the fact that they're kids. They're still in the process of developing. Kids' lungs and bodies develop up into their 20s. We all develop up into our 20s. If you're damaging your body with putting toxins in it like that, who knows what these side effects could be. All right, let's see who chimes in here. Julie chimes in. Right, it is marketed heavily, and I think towards kids. And we see Gavin Spencer. Yep, I love it. Awesome. 2JZ says, yep, as well. He's in there. He agrees. I think, vaping is everywhere. If you guys have a story for vaping, let me know. Go ahead, feel free to put it in the chat because I'd love to hear about it or any cases that you've run into it. But it's insane. It's out there. It's everywhere. More and more children are using it. Young teenagers are using it. They're ruining their lungs. You're constantly seeing more and more, like I said, weed vaping pens, marijuana vaping pens. So people are using that. I know now those are big in the states in which marijuana is legalized. And that's the next cool thing because everybody, is marketing all of the CBD. Not that I'm against any of that for people that need it. I'm talking about here, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same point here, is that we're talking about kids and talking to them about vaping and stuff like that. Adults, if you want to vape, if you need to do it to quit smoking, if you're using it for medical reasons, medical marijuana vaping, whatever the case may be, those are your choices, and you're adults, and you know the effects of that and how that may affect you. But right now, I want to talk about the fact that these kids are going back to school, and this needs to be part of the conversation that we're having with our kids. Gavin says CDC is looking into them, which is a great thing. Thank you for putting that out there, Gavin. It is starting to get recognized as an issue. They are starting to do some long-term studies on this stuff, and it is important to do the studies because this could be a real problem. 250 disease cases related to vaping by Gavin. Thank you so much for sharing that fact. It is out there, and it is starting to show its ugly face about what the effects are of vaping. Again, we still don't know those long-term effects. They estimate that 3.6 million youth, young adults, today are vaping. That is so many kids. 3.6 million. All the way down to middle school, elementary school, upper grades in elementary school, maybe 6th grade or so, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way through high school. So elementary, junior high, and high school there's all cases of this stuff, of vaping. And to me, I get it. It's no different than cigarettes. It's nicotine. It's harmful in toxins. It's harmful for your children. I do not believe anything that you're inhaling like that is ever going to do anything good for you. So that to me is an issue that's a problem, and we need to address it. That's for sure. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys have any other facts or anything you want to share. But as we do so, this is the question of the night that I want to bring up. So here's the question of the night. I want you guys to talk. Again, no crickets in the chat. Keep that conversation going. Question of the night, here it is. What are some things you would do if you found out your child was vaping or a child in the school your kids attend was vaping? What would you do if you found that? If somebody came to you or your child came to you and said, Billy's vaping, I saw him vape and he offered it to me in the bathroom. Or say you go into your child's room, you're picking up dirty laundry, whatever the case may be, and cleaning up after them, and you find a vape pen or a vaping apparatus in their clothing, and you realize, oh no, I think my child is vaping. How do you handle that? I'd like to know because, my children, as far as I know, haven't vaped, haven't tried vaping. We've had that conversation with them about how it's not okay and how it could be dangerous and harmful, but back in my day, if we want to be honest, back in my day, I smoked when I was in high school. It was peer pressured why I did it, and I got into it because of peer pressure, and I became a smoker. And luckily now I've quit. I've quit for quite a few years. My wife and I both. We tried the vape pens to help. It did help. Finally, I got to a point where I went cold turkey. Smoking-related illnesses in my family and conditions in my family caused me to realize how horrible this really was, and so I quit smoking. Any smoker out there knows that once a smoker, always that craving for smoking is there. So I can't say that I don't still crave them once in a while, but I definitely still remember how harmful and how bad they are, and I don't smoke. Vaping is definitely right up there as well, and I feel like if those addictive properties in cigarettes, I'm sure with inside those liquids for vaping, they want them to keep buying their stuff, then that's got to be just as harmful. So what would you guys do if you found out that a child in your school, and your child's school, or one of your kids' friends was vaping, and you found out about that? Or what if you found out your own kid was vaping? How would you handle that situation? I think me personally, I think, the sit-down talk is very important, but I think getting them to understand the effects and seeing the effects of what smoking can do to someone, even tobacco, the darkening of the lungs, lung cancer, tracheotomies, all this type of stuff that can be caused by cigarette smoking can also be implemented or at least used to help educate, I think, our kids in regards to vaping. They are very similar. We're both breathing in toxins that are unnatural and unhealthy. So go ahead and weigh in. But I think the sit-down talk is important, and constant monitoring. I mean, monitoring your children. We as parents don't need to be helicopter parents per se, but we definitely need to make sure we know what our kids are doing and what they're into. Renee chimes in. Let's go to chat. Serious conversation. Absolutely. They would know they have to, they have busted our trust, and that means no closed doors. Exactly. I mean, thank you. And that's important. I mean, the whole trust factor has to be there. It's difficult. Kids test boundaries. They want to be cool. And I understand kids want to experiment with their lives. I did the same thing. I've been there. I've done that. We need to make sure that we're monitoring our children, that we're making sure they're safe and are educated about all the things they can run into, including vaping, cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, unprotected sex, all of these things that are covered in school that we're always worried about when it comes to our children. So let me know what you guys think about that. Thank you. That was a great comment there. Thank you, Renee, for chiming in with that. So that's the question of the night. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Renee also says, if the friend is close to my child, I would hope I could talk the child and talk to the parents of the child so they were aware. If the child wasn't close to my child, I think teaching your child how to stay strong against peer pressure and ways out of it. Thank you. That is very, very good points. Absolutely. Now Renee is very much a part of my community. We know each other's sons, and I would absolutely hope that the parents that are close to my children would have that conversation with them and with me if they found something out like that. Trust has to be had with parents, friends, your child's friends' parents. It takes a village to raise our children. You have to have certain close people, and I hope that's the case for everybody. But I agree 100%. You have to trust your child, and you have to make sure that they know that peer pressure, they have to be stronger than that. So again, communication, line of communication, trust, giving them strategies and abilities to be able to break out of peer pressure and stand above it. These are all things that we need to be doing as parents in regards to talking to our children about. I mean, school's right around the corner. These things are very real. 3.6 million youths today are vaping. That means I think every one of our children knows somebody who's vaping right now, seen somebody vaping, or has vaped themselves with those kinds of numbers, because that is a lot of children. So that's the question. Let me know anybody else out there. Let me know what you guys think, because absolutely it's about sitting down and having that conversation with your child. and letting them know the disadvantages, the trouble that could come, the long-term health effects, all of that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think. That is the question of the night. Guys, feel free to keep continuing the conversation in chat. We're going to go ahead and move on real quick. Talk about the weekly challenges here, things that we've been doing on the show. I'm going to, you know what, maybe I'm going to skip this segment this week because we here at Car Lot Confessions have been trying to decide if we're going to continue to do these types of challenges. Some people have said yes. Not a lot of people have weighed in. And I'm not really sure if we're going to keep them or not because I know a lot of people are having a hard time completing them. We live very busy lives. I live busy lives. The whole key to the challenge part was to continue to keep us aware and informed of how we can make the community better, make other people's lives better, make our lives better, and be the change. And that's what those weekly challenges were for. I got to make a decision on those. I haven't done that yet. It's been a couple of weeks. Still waiting for you guys to go ahead and post on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page some comments. Let me know what you guys think, if we should keep them, if we shouldn't, and if we should keep them, what kind should we be doing? If we don't keep them, what's a segment you would like to have? Any ideas that you guys have in regards to taking over that time slot for Car Lot Confessions? I'd really appreciate it, guys, if you could do that for me. The more information I get, the better we're going to make this show. We're going to keep that off of this show this week, though. We're going to move on to better things. So let's go back to like another part of my favorite part of the show is the positive personal recap or reflection of the week. This is a little bit of an extended week because we didn't have Car Lot Confessions on Tuesday. Positive quote for the week or positive reflection. Well, I'm going to reflect on my week for this past week, and with the holiday weekend coming up, it was a very busy week. As everybody knows here, I coach football. I am starting school myself right now. I'm going to be taking 2 classes in the fall. My daughter has cross country. My son plays football. I do coach it. We got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of stuff during the day job. This was my busiest 2 weeks. All year was this past 2 weeks that I've been through in my day job. So everything I do all year builds up to these 2 weeks. So it was such a crazy week. I'm so happy that it's Friday. Happy for the holiday weekend. And you know what? All of this work, everything that happens all the way up to this day just reminds me of how great life and how fast it can be. And I just want to let you know that, you know, finding a balance and staying positive is definitely a good thing to do. And I've been challenged a bit this week because of it. I can't say enough that the busier you are, sometimes you get mentally drained. I'm so looking forward to recharging my batteries this weekend and spending some time with the family and just being able to relax and not necessarily have to work or worry about sports, and we're just going to have to enjoy some family time, which is what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, so that was interesting. That was the recap. That's a recap of the week. During the week, I did, and you saw a picture of it. I posted a picture. I took a CPR BLS class. I am now certified. Yay! CPR and BLS certified, which was super great. I needed to do it for coaching. I actually have been wanting to do this for a long time. I was fortunate enough to have it provided for me through my job, which is great. And I'm surprised I haven't done this yet, you know, so I'm so glad that I'm there. I think it's a great thing. I'm proud to be certified CPR and BLS. Even though the facts that I found out scared me, I found the scary facts, the very scary stats are less than 5% if an AED is present, does CPR actually work. Less than 5% of the time. And it's actually less than 1% of the time if you don't have an AED machine, which is also very scary. But I did think about it this way, and this might be the Car Lot Confessions way to think about it, is that I'd rather have 1% chance than 0% chance. What do you guys think about that? Because that's how I feel. I think it's great. I hope to God I never have to use what I've learned now and that I'm certified. Because I not that I don't think I could do it, but I just wish happy health on everyone, and that I hope the situation never comes about, because I would do everything I can to save someone's life, and I hope that those odds are very scary a bit, and that would be a very emotional time if it didn't work out. So yeah, so there's that as well. So thank you, Renee. Renee chimes in again. Yay for CPR. I'm glad you are certified. You just never know. And the numbers are super scary. The numbers are super scary. I couldn't believe it. They scared me a lot. But the more people that know, the better chance maybe you have. I mean, we learned about choking and doing Heimlich, and we learned about doing CPR on infants and on toddlers and on young adolescents, and then, of course, on adults. So I did CPR and all of that. I'm now basic life support certified. AED, I can use an AED now, which I think is super good, and I know how to use an AED, even though they're very helpful with their prompts that I learned. But I'm very happy that I know this now, especially with all the coaching that I do and all the kids that I'm around. God forbid anything were to ever happen, but at least I know now that I can try to do something to help them. Even if it is 1% or less, I'd rather have that 1% than 0%. And that's how I feel. And to me, that is the Carlock Confession way of being the change and doing it. So yeah, so there was that. So that's my recap of the week. Loving my noises tonight. All right, and another fun fact. So I wanted to throw this out there too, because I was going to do this fun fact on Tuesday. 99 years ago, on Monday the 19th, I believe it was. 99 years ago. Oh, no, not the 19th. Last Monday. Anyways, this past Monday. 99 years ago in 1920, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution is officially ratified, giving women the right to vote. I had to put this fact in there because this to me is 100,000% about being the change and what Carlock Confessions is all about. I'm a huge supporter of women's rights and a huge advocate of it, of equality, and that women and men should be treated equal. And the fact that 99 years ago on Monday, I was going to do this on the show on Tuesday, that amendment went into effect. To me, that's super positive change, and I had to applaud that and put that out there. That's us making strides forward, and I can't believe that it's been 99 years ago. I think it's absolutely fantastic, 1920. So I had to put that out there. Let me know what you guys think. It's a super fun fact. I was excited about it when I read it. To me, that's being the change. So let's go to chat because I see there's been some talking here. Renee, I think all the coaches and teachers should have it too. They have talked about making CPR certification mandatory for kids to graduate high school, which I think is actually really super cool. Our oldest is certified. Won't be long before we make the boy get certified too. Fantastic. I think the more people certified, the better. My wife chimes in. They are pretty sad numbers, but great you know how to do it now. How many times have you seen me give Riley the Heimlich? Our daughter, I've seen her give the Heimlich, I think, at least half a dozen times, if not more. So it's been a lot. Nathan has joined. I just want to give a quick shout out to Nathan. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Long time no talk. Thank you for coming and supporting and checking out my show. This is Carlock Confessions. It is a live show I do every week. It's usually on Tuesdays. We are doing a special live edition for Labor Day weekend on this Friday, since last Tuesday we were unable to do it. And I just want to say thank you, Nathan, for coming. If you could, go ahead and turn on the notifications. This way you know every time I'm live. And please continue to come check out the show. It is a great positive show for positive change. So that's what Carlock Confessions is all about. So just a quick shout out to my buddy Nathan. I'll give him some applause. A couple air horns because we're glad you're here. All right. So thank you so much, guys, especially for all of our new viewers tonight. I'm going to give a couple air horns for that and some applause. I am so glad we had a few new viewers on tonight. So with that said, for the most part, that was going to be the whole show last Tuesday. We kind of went through it a bit fast, but I was just super excited. I was super excited to do the show. I was sad that we missed it because I love this show. I love this community. I love this show. This is me, again, continuing to live out a dream. We're talking about things like, the fun facts about changing amendments and equality and bringing positive change to people's lives, even if they don't wave to you when you let them in on traffic or you hold the door for them. We're still going to do things like that because that's what we do here at CLC. And, of course, CPR certification and saving lives. And I know I have quite a few medical associated people in my show and on the show, Renee and my wife and all these people that are in the medical fields, Jennifer, who's here usually. It's so wonderful. Nathan, thank you for even leaving a comment. Glad to finally check it out, Carlock Confessions, bud. Thank you so much, Nathan. I really do appreciate that, man, so much. If you could share it with your friends, let them know we're here. We're continuing to grow the community. This is just a way that we can try to spread positive change. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's the whole point of the show, is to kind of combat the negativity out there. So thanks so much for being here, man. Again, another round of applause for you. And again, so CPR and BLS certified. I think a lot of people should go through it. It was a great class. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I feel more confident in giving the Heimlich maneuver, so my wife isn't the only one who has to do it now. And Riley can now eat while I'm home and when she's gone. That's untrue. She was always doing that anyways, but that's just a quick joke. And don't know if it was funny, but it was out there. All right. So we talked about the poll for the week as well in regards to college football and NFL football. Again, college football kicked off tonight. NFL football will be on Thursday next week. We can't wait for that. We talked about the poll last week, the poll this week. Guys, go out there and make sure you guys do the poll. We talked about grinding my gears. That was a great segment. We talked about vaping. Vaping is not, for kids. We talked about how bad that is, and we need to make sure we're having that conversation with our children, because they may not see it as harmful as cigarettes because the statistics aren't out there. But the truth is, the less we know, the more it's probably going to hurt us. And the same way with cigarettes was so many years ago. It was so cool, and they advertised, and they thought it was great. Everybody should be doing it. And now we know that it's so harmful for us and how bad it is. And so those are the stories I think we need to make sure we're telling our children, so that way they understand the dangers in regards to vaping. So many challenges our kids are going to face with school starting again. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to mental illness we've talked about on the show before. Bullying is an issue that we've talked about on the show before. Making sure that our kids are making good choices and are making good friends and are being respectful. These are all things that we've discussed on the show before. And with school starting, it is super important that we continue to remind our children of those things, because it is up to us as parents to make sure that our kids are exactly or are exemplifying what it is we want in this world. So that's what I think. That's where I am. That's my hosting opinion. Let me know what your guys' opinion is here. I just wanted to do a quick show tonight. I don't really even know how long I've been on, but I am glad that I was on. I've surely missed the show on Tuesday, and I'm glad that I was here tonight. So with that being the case, I know we didn't do the segment of if you guys have anything you'd like to share. So please feel free to put it in there if you do. We can keep this all going if you like. Because I have no agenda tonight. If you notice, I'm done with this. So if you guys have something you want to talk or anything you'd like to get off your chest, if you have any advice you'd like to have or any problems you've been dealing with that you would like to have me talk about, we can do that right now. If not, I'll stop chatting your guys' ear off. But I surely enjoyed the show tonight. So glad to have the new people come on and enjoy the show. Hopefully you guys liked it. I was so happy to see some new faces. Definitely it was an earlier time, so maybe that's going to help out. I'll start to consider that for Tuesday's shows. And for all you guys that are new to the show, make sure you turn on the notification button so that way you know every time Carlock Confession goes live. Quick shout out to Babel again in regards to letting me use his music. Good friend of mine, and he has got some great music out there. You can check him out on YouTube. His link should also be on the Facebook page. And if you can't find it, you guys can always send me a message. I'd be more than happy to share it for you. But that's it. That's the show. That's Carlock Confessions for this week. So glad you guys can make it. Happy to have a show this week. I will still continue to be on Tuesday next week at 10 p.m. I got a show to write. I'll probably do that on Sunday, and I look forward to it. Can't wait to have another show. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. That is it. That's the show. That is everything. I'll give you guys another minute if you want to leave any comments or anything like that. If you guys want to share this video real quick, I greatly appreciate that too. Nathan, thank you so much for turning on the notifications. I look forward to seeing you on future shows and having you comment and weigh in on topics. Justin Wells is a big supporter. He's usually here as well. So I love seeing my Seattle peeps coming on. So thank you guys for the continued support. All right. That's it. That's everything. Thanks so much, guys. You guys have a great holiday weekend. Be safe out there. Remember to look after each other, one another, care about one another. And guys, also remember, as always, be the change. Thank you so much, guys. This is for your host, Frank Fanzoni. Have a great holiday weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday. Good night, everyone.